I don't look at those people as the police. I look at the men and women out there who do the job, who love the Constitution, who swore the oath, who know that they're going to go in, and my God, they're going to take shit on a daily basis. That takes a certain type of fortitude. But it's you fucktards out there that are ruining it for the rest of the people out there. Be sure to buy your copy of Before the Badge, everything you need to know before you become a cop. Available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and wordsmatterpublishing.com. How it's 2023 and there are still stupid police officers on the street, I will never understand. And this is tough fucking love for some of you guys out there. So many of you, I would say obviously a majority of cops out there do or try to do the job fantastically, wonderfully, perfectly, hopefully according to the Constitution. But it blows me away how we're still in a day and age where everybody's got a video camera out there and there are fucking morons on the street who are making your job impossible to do. You know that the command staff has it out for you. And for those of you who are in your first month and you think Sergeant so-and-so is great or Lieutenant so-and-so is awesome, you just give it some time. You'll have a target on your back, even if you are the golden child of the department. Your village hall, your city hall, they can't stand you, believe it or not. They've got it out for you. Your average citizen, you've got all the power in the world. You have a badge in your back pocket on your day off. You could speed where you want to. You can get free coffee at your local 7-Eleven. They hate you for reasons that you will never understand. Sans just being jealous, right? It is what it is. And the job is the most thankless job on the planet. It truly is. If you do the job, you do it because you love it. I'm not a fan, and this is going to go off on a mini tangent. I'm not a fan of the direction that social media took place that I helped become a part of years ago. It was Officer Tommy Norman, Officer Daniels, Mike the Cop, myself, a few others, and we were the ones that were big on Facebook. And I don't know where it turned into bikini contests and reels on TikTok now that are making a mockery of this fucking profession, but I digress. I don't look at those people as the police. I look at the men and women out there who do the job, who love the Constitution, who swore the oath, who know that they're going to go in, and my God, they're going to take shit on a daily basis. That takes a certain type of fortitude. But it's you fucktards out there that are ruining it for the rest of the people out there. And I know that so many cops, they're adhered to their department policy, which is so convoluted the way it's presented. I'm sure in your general orders, it'll say in one area, oh, you know, it's your responsibility to help guide and mentor the other new officers or other officers on the department. And on the same breath, in the same subsection, it'll say, but you're going to be considered, you could be disciplined if you wind up criticizing them or ostracizing them or critiquing them. For those who don't know or in the general public, general orders or a department policy book is a giant FU book that is specifically designed for the chief of police and command staff to completely make the lives of all cops in street hell. They can do anything. Oh, you're wearing white socks today. I see that. That's going to be a suspension day. They can do anything they want to police officers, which in the grand scheme of things, command staff is the absolute worst for police. But let's move forward for this for a second. All right, it is 2023, and I've said numerous times, everybody's got a body camera, right? Everybody's got a cell phone. It doesn't, even if your department doesn't have body cameras yet, assume that you're on camera for everything that you do. Understand that in my view, you want to solve this problem for the media doing the whole gotcha movement, and I'm surprised they haven't come up with it yet, is have your body cameras running and streaming live 24/7. 100%. I think you need to have your cops being streamed live 24/7 so that people understand the frustration of the job, so that, you know, you go to the traffic stop, you deal with Karen, and you go back to your car and you're like, man, what a bitch. And the public won't be so shocked because they have seen the entirety of your day. And for those who want to humanize the badge, that's the fastest way to do it. Blows me away how we are putting, or we're supposed to put the entirety of ourselves on social media, not just the best parts of us, and live life in a fishbowl. And they told you as a cop, you're going to live your life as a fishbowl, but per your department policy, you're not allowed to have your free thought and opinions and everything out there because it could reflect badly on the department, which is the biggest hypocrisy in the world. They want you to fucking treat the people like human beings, but they don't want to treat you like human beings. So at any time I'm saying that there's fucking retards out there in law enforcement who are doing the job horribly and ruining it for other people, and you take offense to that, then you're the person I'm talking to. You need to know that I'm on your side and I want you to do better. And I wish to God people were pressuring the shit out of us when I was on duty, instead of just going, whatever, because it's only going to get worse for you. All right, this is thanks to police activity on social media. McDonough, Georgia, on June 20th, 2023, while on patrol, Henry County police officer pulled over a Dodge Charger that locked his laser going 96 and a 35. When the police officer approached the Charger, he recognized the person behind the wheel as Henry County Sheriff Chief Deputy Michael Yarbrough. Really? The police officer who pulled over the chief for speeding immediately asked. Shortly after receiving Yarbrough's license, the officer returned to the cruiser, makes a phone call to another person for guidance, and so on. So we're going to play this video, and I only have one critique, just one critique. And let's play this in totality here. All right, for those who know the no sound, it's like a 30-second or 1 minute delay that body cameras have before they're activated, and then the sound kicks in. In most states, as long as there's no audio, it can't be considered illegal over here. You could video anything you want.
Really?
License in the back.
Yeah.
Hello?
Guess who I just pulled over?
Who?
Yarborough.
Really?
Yeah, the chief deputy driving a Dodge Charger, a souped up Dodge Charger belongs to the sheriff's office. I just clocked this at 96 in a 35.
What was the issue? I mean, why is he speeding?
No reason. He's in an unmarked car. He just got a high horsepower car and decided he wanted to play.
It's your traffic stop. You do what you think you should do. I mean, I'm not telling you one way or the other. You do a 96 and a 35.
Okay. Well, you know I don't care for him, so I'm gonna ride his. Sir, here's your ID back. This is your copy of the citation. If you would sign right here, it's got a court date, time it's a must appear.
Yes, sir.
Please slow down and have a safe day.
Yes, sir.
All right. Both those two really fucked up, in my opinion, on that. Here's the deal. Number one, that's command staff doing that shit. Come on. Unacceptable. You do that as command staff, I think every single officer you've disciplined in your department during your tenure there, because you fucked up like that, I think you need to give them 1 full day of pay if you've ever suspended them. How do you defend that? Well, I'm brass and I'm speeding. And you got caught. Whatever, he knew it. He knew he was fucked up. But it's like, how? How do you go to your staff meetings? How are you accountable to the mayor? And I've pulled over. Well, I'll get to the officer in a second. How do you take all this and know that you are responsible? And I believe this with all my heart. I believe that there is a class taught at Staff and Command, of which I never went, that teaches supervisors how to pressure the living shit out of cops to weed out who they don't want, because they don't want to fire them. They don't want to face any type of discriminatory lawsuit. They don't want to, the village, so many of you know this. How many of you have that moron you work with that for some strange reason the village just will not get rid of? It's because the amount of money they've invested in them and probably the likely candidates they can't replace them with, right? So it blows me away. Your village, your city willfully allows abhorrent police on the street that your citizens are going to suffer at the hands of just because of, monetary issues. I don't get it. Brass is the cancer of law enforcement. And believe it or not, it starts with little shit like this. It starts with my first department when we knew our chief was a drinker and, he had a big old caved in front fender on his take home squad car, the chief's car. We know that there was no report generated for something he might have done. It's just a fucking ridiculous crap that sets a double standard, and I have no respect for any brass who does this in any capacity whatsoever. The police officer, listen, you just fucked yourself, dude. You're on camera. Whoever that was that he was communicating to on the phone, sounded like a supervisor, made the right call. It's your stop. I'm not influencing you one way or the other. End of story. You're on camera flat out saying, I don't care for him anyways. Dude, hot mic, if you will. How do you say that knowing that if I'm the defense attorney for the chief, I'm 100% going to come after you. I'm going to sit there and say, okay, you didn't care for him. How do we not know that you had prior knowledge of the vehicle he was driving and you were personally targeting him? You wrote him the citation based on your opinion of him. You can't do that. You can't. That's the fucktard shit. I don't understand that's still happening in 2023. We all know people on traffic stops or any type whatsoever are going to be the biggest assholes on the planet. I've got tons of stories where I've done shit that my coworkers and my command staff has said indefensible. You can't defend that. But I've never written a fuck you ticket, not even as a rookie. I've never done the whole, this person pisses me off, so I'm going to sit there and write every single possible thing. Not even after vehicle pursuits where I've got the adrenaline dumping. No, haven't done it. If you're openly on camera saying, I don't care for him anyways, and you write that citation and the media gets a hold of this, this is petty for the boys and girls in blue because you know what the job is. You know how other departments are. You know how the bordering towns, sometimes guys, it's Gary's Old Town Tavern versus Cheers. You know it. But for the citizens, maybe I'm going to be some Karen out there who starts a coalition now and comes after this guy's job because how many other people has he ever written because he doesn't like them? I want a full audit of the police department now. I don't know how we don't understand this. You're on camera 24/7. I don't have any problem with you saying, I don't care for this guy. And then you catch yourself and go, but I'm not going to let that influence the decision of my citation. If you ever catch yourself saying shit on camera, fucking try your best. Not to cover it up, but to correct your language. Because it's all out there in evidence for the fucking public to attain. That's just this on this one. It's short. Brass sucks. They're the biggest hypocrites on the planet. I will guarantee you, most brass is in a position where they've got miserable fucking home lives and their spouses are nags and their kids are little bastards and they do not run the household. So they come to the department and they just play emperor, lord, God overlord to all the officers underneath them. I know that's how it is, guys. I know this brass has nothing better to do than to fuck with your lives. I get it. On the other side of the coin, you got to remember, you're on camera 24/7. You're on camera. How hard is it to put on that uniform, look your absolute best, and try to be professional all the time? I love to crack jokes. If you ever went to a domestic with me, years and years and years ago, I'm the guy behind the complainant who's making faces and shit to try to get my partner to break character and laugh his ass off because I was a juvenile in some areas, but I did the job so professional at times too. And I know that's a contradiction. My point being is the job sucks and we got to vent our emotions, right? You got to sit there and try to blow off steam. You do have to crack up. You know how inappropriate roll call gets when you're talking shit about things that's so horrific that you've seen. But you also have to remember you're on camera 24/7. And you're going to open yourself up for shit that is going to ruin your career. This cop, you get a state agency can make this cop the example and say, great, well, we're going to wind up going after everything he did to make sure that it was on the level, and then we're going to fire him. And then shit, God forbid that's a person of color he pulls over. How do we know that he doesn't like the black officer that's in the passenger seat, doesn't care for him either? Oh, could you imagine if he said that? I don't care for so-and-so. Why? Because he's black? Are you a racist officer? Guys, I'm just saying your command staff has it out for you. You know this. Play smart. All right? Pay attention. Just follow the Constitution. Remember, you do work for the public. I know it's a pain in the ass, but this is the greatest job in the world if you treat it as such. People suck. They really do. But do your best to serve them as the best ability you can anyways. Be safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video.